Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. The mitzvah of Ahavas Yisrael, love your fellow Jew, is one of the most crucial and important mitzvahs, both of all time and especially in this generation. And this is the mitzvah of V'havta recha kamecha, love your neighbor as yourself, and of course, righteous Gentiles as well have to be, you have to observe this mitzvah as well. Love your fellow, all of humankind. And when it comes to loving your fellow, what we have to understand is, first of all, the whole point, when a convert, there was a righteous convert, he came to ask, he wanted to convert to Judaism at this point. He asked Hillel, the righteous, Hillel the elder, he said, Rabbi, in the time it takes me to stand on one foot, meaning as long as a person could stand, how long could a person stand on one foot for? Max 30 seconds, I don't know. Tell me the whole Torah. What's the purpose of the Torah? In a nutshell, what's the purpose of the Torah? And what did Hillel the Tzaddik, the righteous, answer? Hillel Hazakin answered him. He said, love your fellow, and the rest is commentary. And that's what he told a person who was looking into converting to Judaism. So this is interesting. It seems like it's loving your fellow is, of course, loving your fellow Jew, but also all of humankind have to definitely show love, have to be shown love, because this extends to re'echa kamecha, your fellow, like your someone who's close to you, your fellow, your colleague, so to speak. So this is crucial to show love to every single person in this world, Jew and Gentile alike. And now let us understand the depth of this by first understanding that we have two types of commandments, right? We have the commandments that are between, like, good deeds that are between God and man. These are deeds like putting on tefillin, when you put on tefillin. And also, there are the deeds, and like Shabbos. And then there are the deeds between man and their fellow, like respect your parents, don't steal, don't kill, and all the like. So how could it be that the emphasis of the Torah is to love your fellow when that's a mitzvah between man and man? What about how does that affect God? And the answer is that all commandments affect God. While it's true that there are some commandments that are only related to man and God, and there's some commandments that are related to man and fellow, the commandments that are related to man and their fellow, like between human beings, are absolutely entirely related to God. Because if you steal from someone, who are you really stealing from? You're stealing from God, my friend. When you harm somebody, who are you really harming? You're harming God, my friend. So really, when you show love for your fellow, who are you showing love for? Showing love for God himself. And it's important that when one empathizes with another, when we have to always try to judge our fellow favorably. And this is the mitzvah of the generation. Rabbi Nachman actually says that when you judge somebody favorably, when you focus on somebody's positive qualities, you actually bring out their positive qualities. So it's always important to look at life through that positive lens. Try to empathize with others. If you see somebody, doing something not so nice, you have to always try to empathize with them and say, wow, maybe if I was in their situation, I'd be doing worse. Who knows what they've been through? And try to see, wow, they're actually, try to focus on their good qualities. And then in turn, Hashem will focus on your good qualities. And actually, when we feel pain for our fellow, we feel our fellow's pain, we're opening up a window to connect to God. And this actually arouses people to tshuva. So if you see the tragedies that are going on in this world, that we're still, until Moshiach arrives, may it be today, we are at the entrance of the days of Moshiach, but until it's open and revealed, we still see suffering in this world. So we have to take that suffering, when we see our fellow suffering, it has to arouse within us a pain and a empathy and a sadness and a mercy on these people, and that will bring us closer to God. Because when we are showing love for our fellow Jew, our fellow righteous Gentile, when we're showing care for another, all of a sudden we're in a godly reality, we're in a godly zone. That's why even non-religious people and people who are not so aware of the God of Israel, they still take a lot of pleasure in giving charity and in helping out the elderly, helping the sick, and the like, and doing favors and acts of kindness for their fellows. How could it be? Because how could it be? They're not even aware of the God of Israel, so to speak. Why are they so interested in doing these acts of kindness? And the answer is because their soul feels the godliness within that situation. When a person goes to give food to the poor or help out the needy. So even if they're not fully conscious of God, their soul perceives, senses the godliness. And in a subconscious way, they are aware of God. It's just in their conscious mind, they're not so sure why they want to do this act of kindness, but really it's because they want to connect to God. So in this generation, we have to become obsessed with loving our fellow and judging each other favorably. Because truly, when we're showing love for our fellow, that's when we're happiest. That's when we're most in our greatest state. When a person is mean to others and judging others, it means he himself or her herself, they are in a dark place. When a person is focusing, whatever somebody sees in the other is actually reflecting what's going on within them. So if you find yourself, God forbid, judging a person very negatively, it means that you're actually seeing yourself within that person, and it's actually your own self-image is reflecting on that person. But by that same token, when you see the good in someone else, it is reflecting the goodness within you, and actually, it is actually, by you seeing the goodness in someone, you're actually seeing the goodness within yourself. And then Hashem will obviously judge us all favorably when we push ourselves to that limit. And when we show God that we want to love His fellow, it's almost like, in a sense, it's more precious to God than when we do something nice for God. Because when you do something nice for God, it's tremendous. It's the whole purpose of reality. It's the most powerful thing. But when you do something nice for your fellow, you're doing something nice for God, of course, but you're also doing something nice for God's child. So it's like a double blessing in a sense. Because if you do something nice for someone, of course that person's going to be grateful and is going to be indebted to you and is going to appreciate you. But if you do something nice for someone's child, then that will even take their appreciation of you to even greater heights. So may we show love for Hashem's children and the Jewish people who are the children of Hashem. We are one body. That is why one Jewish person, if God forbid a Jewish person shows hate towards another Jewish person, they are severing themselves from their own part of their own body. It's like if a Jew hates another Jew, it's like the heart disconnecting from the lungs or the organs disconnecting from each other. We are all one unit. And we see that the righteous Gentiles are supporting us and are joining us and are bringing Mashiach. All of you all of the people who support these videos, you guys are absolutely tremendous. You guys give me so much strength. May Hashem bless you all, Jew and Gentile alike. All, of course, Jewish people observing Torah and mitzvahs is proof of that we are entering the days of Mashiach. And as well, all the righteous Gentiles who are asking us to guide them, they are, you righteous Gentiles, you are proving that we are entering the days of Mashiach, as it said in the prophecies in the book of prophets, that 10 Gentiles will grab the garment of a Jewish person, a Ish Yehudi, it says of Yehudi, of a Jew, and say, please, Jew, I heard that God is with you, take me with you. And this is what we're seeing proof of at this comment section. Just know how precious each and every one of you are, Jew and Gentile alike, just how a righteous Gentile, just how precious you are to God Himself. And yes, we have different roles in this process. Of course, the Jewish people, if you're Jewish, the Torah and mitzvahs is your inheritance from being a descendant of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if you're a righteous Gentile, the 7 laws of Noach and all their details and all their acts of kindness within them are your mission. And together we will enter the days of Mashiach, may it be today. Please share this message to promote love throughout the world. This video is dedicated to Clara Bas Sarah. May she have a complete aliyat neshama. May we have the resurrection of the dead immediately. And thank you all for your support. Be well.